You've been lied to. For decades, they told you, masturbation after 50? Dirty. Shameful. Something a real man should outgrow. But here's the truth. No one says out loud. After 60, how you touch yourself can decide whether you age with vitality or slowly decline. My name is Dr. Nakamura. I'm a sexual wellness specialist here in Japan. Over the past 20 years, I've worked with more than 4,000 older men, helping them rediscover energy, memory, and emotional spark at an age most people give up. And I've learned something simple. Aging doesn't equal decline. I've seen men surrender their sexual health too soon and spiral into depression, prostate problems, even early dementia. And I've also seen men who embraced their sexuality the right way and stayed vibrant, energetic, and confident long after their peers had faded. This message isn't about shame. It's about truth. Truth most doctors never dare say. Truth that can change how you age. Because here's what almost no man realizes. The way you've been masturbating for decades may be silently damaging your sensitivity and erection quality. Stopping completely can actually make your prostate more vulnerable to disease. And the shame you've carried in silence? It could be wrecking your brain and hormones more than you think. And that's only the beginning. Done right, masturbation after 60 can boost testosterone, protect your vascular system, sharpen your memory, even slow down aging itself. So let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed changes, less sensitivity, weaker erections, lower energy, and told yourself, that's just aging? You're not alone. I hear this in New York, Dallas, Los Angeles, even from Japanese actors whose careers depend on staying strong. But here's the good news. What feels like just aging is often something you can change. Your nervous system can heal. Your hormones can respond. Your body still wants to feel alive. Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal 7 hidden truths about masturbation. After 60. Truths most men never hear until it's too late. Secret 1. Mindless masturbation. Numbness and porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Have you ever felt your body just doesn't respond the way it used to? Pleasure feels muted? I treated a man in his late 60s. He whispered, "Doctor, I can finish, but only if I do it in this one exact way. Nothing else works anymore." That wasn't age, that was conditioning. Decades of quick, mechanical, distracted masturbation had trained his nervous system wrong. Shoulders tense, eyes locked on a screen, rushing to the finish. His brain learned, this is the only way. Over time, sensitivity drops. Erections weaken, the body demands harsher stimulation. And real intimacy feels too slow, too soft, too different. This is porn-induced erectile dysfunction, PIED. And it's exploding worldwide. Why? Because the brain is plastic. Whatever you repeat, it wires. Train it on high-speed artificial stimulation, and that's all it craves. Anchor line: if you practice rushing, your brain forgets how to feel. Secret 2. Stopping ejaculation. Prostate congestion and cancer risk. There's a dangerous myth. After a certain age, Men should stop. I met a 70-year-old widower. He complained of pelvic pressure, waking up 5, 6 times a night to pee. When I asked when he last ejaculated, he looked embarrassed. "Doctor, it's been years. I thought men my age were supposed to stop." But your prostate never stops producing fluid. If it's not released, it builds up, creating prostate congestion. That leads to swelling inflammation, urinary issues, chronic discomfort, and over time, even a higher risk of prostate cancer. A Harvard study of nearly 30,000 men found those who ejaculated 21+ times a month had a much lower risk of prostate cancer. Stopping isn't clean living. It's dangerous. Anchor line: the prostate doesn't retire, so why should you? Secret 3: shame and silence, stress, depression, memory, decline. When was the last time you felt comfortable even talking about masturbation? Most men laugh nervously, look away, or change the subject. Not because they don't want it, but because they've been told for decades, it's dirty, weak, wrong. That shame didn't vanish. It went underground. And it's been shaping biology ever since. Here's what happens when you touch yourself without guilt. Cortisol, stress hormone, drops. Dopamine and oxytocin improves. Mood and memory are protected. But with shame, cortisol rises, muscles tell, anxiety grows, depression deepens, cognitive decline accelerates. I worked with a 72-year-old divorcee, no major health issues, but he was numb, exhausted, depressed. He hadn't touched himself in over a decade. When he finally gave himself permission, slowly, without guilt, everything shifted. Blood pressure dropped, sleep improved, his mood lifted, his eyes lit up. Shame wasn't moral, it was metabolic poison. Anchor line: shame doesn't make you strong, it makes you sick. Secret 4: testosterone declines faster without sexual activity. Most men think testosterone just naturally fades, but it fades faster when you stop engaging sexually. I treated a retired firefighter, 73, he said, "Doctor, I'm slowing down. It's just age." But his labs showed testosterone barely above deficiency. He hadn't been sexually active in years. Here's why. Your brain signals your testes through the HPG axis, hypothalamus, pituitary, gonads. When you stop engaging sexually, no stimulation, no release, the brain down-regulates. It says, he doesn't need this anymore. Result? Fatigue, muscle loss, belly fat, brain fog, mood swings. Worst of all, loss of drive and confidence. But studies show sexual activity, even solo, boosts testosterone and keeps the system alive. Anchor line: your biology doesn't age out. It shuts down when you stop signaling it to live. Secret 5: erections are use it or lose it. I met a 69-year-old engineer. No erections in 6 years. Not because he couldn't, but because he thought, why bother? What he didn't know, erections aren't just about sex. They're about vascular health. Biology made simple. Erections rely on blood flow and oxygen. Without use, penile tissue stiffens. Blood flow weakens, scar tissue forms. And eventually, Even if you want it, it may not respond. Here's the kicker. Erectile dysfunction often shows up years before heart disease or diabetes. Why? The arteries in the penis are smaller, so they reveal problems earlier. Losing erections isn't just losing sex. It's ignoring your body's earliest survival warning. Anchor line: erections are not just pleasure, they're your health report card. Secret 6: porn rewires the brain and kills real arousal. Many older men admit, Nakamura, I still watch porn. It's the only way I feel something. And I get it. Loneliness is real, but today's porn isn't the magazines you saw in your 20s. Back then it was soft, slow, limited. Today it's high speed, extreme, endless. Every session floods the brain with dopamine. At first, exciting. Over time, the brain adapts, down-regulates. You need more novelty, more intensity just to feel anything. Result? Real touch feels dull. Erections weaken. Intimacy feels too slow. And many men can only perform with porn, not a partner. That's porn-induced. Erectile dysfunction, one of the fastest-growing epidemics in men over 60. The cruel irony? The very thing you turn to for relief is what's stealing your sensitivity. But here's the hope. Step away from artificial highs, and sensitivity returns. Slowly, your nervous system remembers what real arousal feels like. Anchor line. The cage isn't age, it's overstimulation, and you can step out. Secret 7: isolation and loss of touch. Accelerate decline. One of the hardest conversations I had was with Peter, 76. He said, I haven't been touched in over a year, not a hug, not even a hand on my shoulder. But touch isn't optional. It's biological. Without touch, oxytocin drops. Cortisol rises, sleep worsens. Blood pressure climbs, immune defenses weaken, emotional circuits shut down. The result? You don't just lose erections, you lose yourself. Research shows isolation is linked to higher rates of depression, heart disease, and early death, not because of age, but abandonment. Even mindful self-touch isn't vanity, it's survival. Anchor line. Touch tells your body, I'm still here, I still matter. The recap and next step. Let's step back. Here are the 7 truths. Mindless habits numb your body. Stopping ejaculation harms your prostate. Shame poisons your mind. Testosterone declines faster when you stop engaging. Erections are use it or lose it. Porn hijacks your nervous system. Isolation steals your vitality. Here's the bigger truth. Masturbation, done right, is not just pleasure. It's health. It protects testosterone, keeps the prostate healthy, maintains vascular function, lowers stress, boosts mood, and preserves memory. It reminds you, you are still alive. And here's what's next. In my next video, I'll reveal something I call the Golden Protocol, a simple 10-minute daily practice I give my patients. It restores sensitivity, rebuilds function, and helps men over 60 reclaim vitality. Without pills, without surgery, without shame. So if this resonated with you, hit like. It tells YouTube, This matters. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss the next step. And leave me a comment. Do you believe men over 60 deserve honest conversations about masturbation as health? Type yes if you agree, no if you don't, because I believe with all my heart it's never too late. Not too late to touch yourself with kindness. Not too late to feel alive. Not too late to reclaim your vitality. My name is Dr. Nakamura. Thank you for staying with me. I'll see you in the next video, where your journey to renewal begins.